Hollywood itself is a word. The word is interesting because it's a word that comes from a pagan. Hollywood is the holy wood, and it was the wood that the magical wands were made out of in the pagan sorcery, magic. And these wands were believed that the sorcerers that possessed them could put people into trances and control them. This is part of, this is symbolic, but it's also important to understand that part of what Hollywood literally does is it puts people into trances. It's a dream state. They call it the dream machine in the United States. And it creates fantasies for people. It puts people into these sleep. Now, one of the things is interesting that in the part of what's done in movie theaters, in darkened rooms where people watch television, is literally a trance state that occurs. So what's called suspended state of disbelief. You enter into a state, you suspend your disbelief and enter into a state whereby you begin to believe what you internally realize is imagination. It's falsehood. And people get caught up in them. People cry during films. All this catharsis that takes place in these things. Many of the films, and this is an important element in the control mechanism, is literally allow people to go and have certain type of catharsis as a purging experience, which Aristotle talks about the necessary element. One of the necessary elements of tragedy is to create this cathartic experience. And this is why a lot of the films, especially also news and things like that, they have this tragic cathartic experience of watching the tragedies of others and then feeling safe and complacent in their own experience of the suspended state of illusory well-being. So these are very intricate and sophisticated methods. Now, I think it's dangerous. Although there are elements, there's concerted efforts that take place, there's also a lot of people that have similar worldviews that aren't necessarily working together in concerted efforts. But the corporate elite is a very small group of people. They really are. It's not a large group of people, and these people definitely have very powerful agendas, and they're working towards them.
When pulling the strings behind the various forms of media, those in control would in most cases place two parallel messages on display. One, which is the direct surface message that everyone catches. The other, however, is the deeper and more symbolic message being delivered to you. This technique is thoroughly established in the realm of Hollywood. One of the many examples of such use of dual messages is Hollywood's use of the Lady in Red, a constantly repetitive image in virtually most films. The concept of the Lady in Red plays a large role in the delivery of certain messages to the viewer. The choice of the color itself is interesting, since the color has always been associated with sexual desire. In fact, Eastern schools of spirituality, when dealing with a person's chakras, connect the color red with the sacral chakra, basically the lowest level where spirituality is overtaken by physical urges. So what is the significance of the lady in red that we see so overly used in the media? This is Connie Nielsen, playing the role of the lady in red in the film, The Devil's Advocate. The film stars Keanu Reeves as an ace lawyer who is offered the chance of a lifetime to work for one of the most successful law firms in the country. As we later learn in the film, the man who offered him this job is in fact Satan himself. One of the ways in which Satan wins over Reeves' soul is through Connie Nielsen's character, the lady in red. She is, in the end, his weakness. The lady in red represents a more exciting life. She is a distraction from the straight path. She is everything we've been told that we want. She can make us believe that having her will make our life better. But will it? She is Satan's secret weapon, representing all your carnal desires of sex, money, and fame. Through her, you will choose temporary pleasures above heavenly ones. Through her, Satan will win over your soul. He has her waiting for you on every corner, in the shape and form of materialism, sexual desire, and all other paths he tries to lure you into.
Listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again.